Okay, I believe we are live right now. Let me just check, make sure that it's working. I think everything's good here. Okay, okay, wait one moment here. Okay, I think it's working now. Okay, anyone here in the chat? Okay. Hello guys. Hello guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly here? Let's post in the chat. Can you guys hear me? I don't think slow mode applies to you though. If you're a channel member, I'm pretty sure slow mode does not apply to you. I think that you can type as much as you want. Let me just announce the live stream for Patreon. I'm sorry about the delay today. I know I said it would be at 3 p.m. So I'm sorry for the 20-minute delay. Just my computer shut off at the worst moment and it had an update, and I was trying to get it back on as quickly as possible. Okay. Let me just message my Patreon people also. Okay. How are you guys right now? You have a geography test tomorrow. What land does it cover? But I'm good at them. But say poo on these streams, these are due once a month, and they're basically Q&A streams where they're exclusive for you guys as channel members and Patreon supporters, where you guys can ask me questions that you want. Anything you really want to talk to me about, you can talk to me about. Yeah. Okay. How have you been? I've been good. I've been good. Uh I've been good. I woke up a little early today in the morning because the storm woke me up. There was a big storm. And if there's any questions that you guys want to ask me, like you know, anything you really want to ask me, the only thing I won't really talk about is politics, because I don't want to. It's just one subject I avoid talking about. But you guys can pretty much ask me anything, and you guys can if you guys have like any suggestions for videos, like anything you want me to make, like a top five or a top five or of something you want me to specifically to talk about, you can tell me that. Let's see, how do and I don't like the new layout that they did on Patreon. I don't like that one. It was a lot simpler. It was a lot simpler before. I also have a video coming out today. Okay. Okay, I think I found it here. So a few more people should be coming into the chat now. Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay. Are channel members going to get more emotes to use in chat? Yes, I have plans for that. I just haven't been able to put that in. But I do. I want to put in like a Red Dead Redemption. I want to put in a Red Dead Redemption emote. Okay, exclusive stream for channel members and Patreon supporters. Okay, so I can, okay, so I just put that message up on Patreon. A lot more people should be getting on right now and joining the chat. Do you have any money guides coming soon? I have a money guide, maybe. There's a money guide that I think will make some money, some good money. Not as good as my other ones, but I want to test it first to make sure it's effective. If I find that it's not effective, I'm probably not going to upload it. If I find that it is effective, I am going to upload it. But the guide that I'm basically working on is I'm trying to do a guide where two people can work together, and those two people they both make a lot of good money. So that's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of doing that. A two-person guide, because I did a lot of solo guides, so I wanted to do a two-person guide now. Okay, I'll consider putting those in. Yeah, I'll probably put those in. Hello, Philip. Hello, how are you? Okay. I also have a video coming out today. Do you guys know that Rockstar Games has actually downgraded they've downgraded Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode for the supposedly for the online Okay. Okay. Downgraded, what do I mean? They took away the graphics. Let me post a link in chat. I'll show you what I mean. They took out ambient occlusion. They took out ambient occlusion, which is kind of like a shadowy effect. Okay, let's see, where's that article? Okay, here it is. I'll post it in chat. People can see. Here, I posted an article in the chat. That one you can see. If you take a look at the pictures, in that article, and you look at what the image looks like before the update and after the update, because they put an update in the other day, and they downgraded the graphics in the story mode a little bit. You've messaged the commissioner in Pro 6 and you still have no message. I'll probably take care of that for you today then, Philip. I'll probably take care of that for you in a few minutes. I'm sorry that they're not responding. Okay. But I have a good video coming out where I'm going to be addressing the downgrade issues and talking about it and what I think of it. You're going to the U.S. Where are you going in the U.S., Seipu? Pro, I'm in Pro 5, and I love it. Just a bunch of money grinders helping one another, so thank you for making such an awesome crew. No problem, Trix. You're going to New York City and somewhere in Philadelphia. New York is a nice place to visit. It's not a nice place to live personally, though. I can say that because I'm from New York. New York, it's just gotten way too expensive. It's one of the most expensive cities in America. It's so hard to live here now. Taxes are really high, bills are really high, and what I'll say though about New York is it's really disgraceful to the city because when tourists come to America, one of the first places that they want to visit is New York, and they get their first impressions there. And if you go in the subway system in New York City, the subways, I'll be honest, they look like garbage. A lot of the places that they're in, like they're just so run down. Like the walls are destroyed. It's so dirty. The tracks are all messed up. The subway cars themselves, some of them still have graffiti on them. So dirty. Rats all over the place in the subway systems. And tourists see that when they come in, and they're like. And when they see that, they get a very bad impression of New York when they see something like that. And it's kind of a disgrace because taxes are so high. They're so high in New York, but yet they don't ever fix the subway system. They're never doing anything about that. And to be fair, it is a state issue. It's up to the state of New York, not the city of New York. But still, they take so much taxes and they can't fix the subway system. A lot of people are really angry about that. Oh, you're from Chicago. Oh, yeah, I mean Chicago's a nice city. There's nice parts of Chicago. I know about Chicago's history, especially with Al Capone and the 1920s. That was really I know about the Prohibition, the mob wars that went on in Chicago in the 20s. Chicago is a nice city, but there's certain parts of the city as well that are pretty violent. Any plans after graduating? Um, I'm probably gonna focus on YouTube mostly. That's probably what I'm gonna really focus on. I'm gonna focus on YouTube because I've been doing really well on YouTube, and I really want to focus on that, and I do enjoy it. And I want to put out some new videos. And I'm gonna have a lot more plans. I'm gonna have a lot more time for videos when I finish school. A lot more time I'm gonna have on my hands to do things. I'm really excited. It's like the last week of April is my last week. That's when I'll be that's when I'll be done there. But did you guys see the article that I posted where it showed the graphic downgrade in Red Dead Redemption? Okay, Red Dead Redemption story. Here we go. Okay. That video should be ready in a moment. Thank you, Adam. What vehicles do you think should not be in GT Online? The Deluxo, both oppressors. I don't think those vehicles should be in the game because it's like it's we're supposed to be playing as a criminal, We're supposed to be it's like we're supposed to be playing as a criminal, but I don't feel like a criminal when I'm playing GTA Online. I feel like I'm some kind of warlord, something along those lines. It's I just don't want the futuristic vehicles. And I know people tell me that I use the regular oppressor a lot. The reason I use the regular oppressor is I just use it to get around the map because it's there in the game. If it's there in the game, I'm gonna take advantage of it. But personally, I miss the old days when we would actually drive cars around the map. We would drive cars around the map. I really miss those days. I'm probably not going to be streaming more. I'm going to be streaming the same days. Wednesday, every Wednesday, Friday sometimes, and every Sunday. That's probably what I will be. That schedule I will keep. But I'll probably put out more videos. I used to I used to do live streams 7 days a week. I don't know if you guys know that. I used to do that a long time ago, and I couldn't handle it because it was so many live streams, and I know I was helping out a lot of people, but it was just 7 days a week, just doing like 4 or 5 hour live streams every day, and then I was editing videos all night, and I couldn't handle it, so it was just too much, and I wasn't getting enough sleep, so I lowered it to about 3 days a week live streaming, and the rest on videos. That schedule I can handle a lot more. Okay, this video is almost ready here. Uh, okay, got those in there. Okay, is this where you make your YouTube videos? Yes, I make them on my computer here mostly. Um, uh, what's it called? Okay, here we go. Yeah, I know, 50% more in import. I wish there was something a little more also, like maybe crates also added with that, but just had 50% more in import export. Um, okay, this video should be ready. It's a video that I made where I talking about the downgrade that they made for Red Dead Redemption, the story mode, in comparison to the online. They downgraded like the shadowy effects in the single player so that online would run more smoothly. At least that's what people are saying. Okay. That video should be ready now. Oh, hello, Saucer Cats. How are you? Uh, okay. What are the top five PS4 games to get? My opinion, um, probably GTA and Red Dead Redemption 2. I would definitely put on there. I would probably put on there. I would put on there Ghost Recon Wildlands. Is my opinion because I really do enjoy that one. What else? What else would I put on there? Had Ghost Recon Wildlands and uh, well, I did enjoy Ace Combat 7. That one. I don't know if that would you would consider that the top five in the top five, but I really did enjoy Ace Combat 7. And I'm thinking of one more game right now. The Division 2 came out recently. A lot of people are enjoying that one. Pro, I've been a sub for almost a year. I think I've been a member for almost 2 months. How can I become a moderator on your channel? Well, it's uh when I appoint moderators, I just choose them. Usually people that I've known for a very long time. Uh, you could probably do that in the future. I just have to go through a few people that I have planned for being moderator, but yeah, I definitely consider you on that part of that list, flipping tricks. I'm getting one this summer. What are you getting this summer? Oh, you're getting PS4. Oh, okay. Okay. Wonder if people on Patreon got that message. Okay. Okay, wait, one minute here. Okay, the chat looks a lot better now. Okay, I can see more of the chat. And say Pooh, you are from Finland, right? Sometimes me and my coworkers will watch your GTA Online streams while we're at work. Oh, what do you do for work? I like the Oppressor Mark One because I just like using it to get around the map, Dylan, and it's great on the highway. I don't really use it for combat. Well, Seipu, the reason that I was asking is because I was actually playing a new PS4 game that I got called Sudden Strike 4. It's an older game. I think it came out 2017, but they released new DLC for it recently, and I was playing it, and it's a World War II strategy game, and they have a what's it called a new DLC called the Winter Storm DLC, and in that DLC it's like the Winter War expansion pack, and there's like a Finnish campaign in that game where you like command like the Finnish troops, and you're trying to hold off the Soviet army when they're advancing into Finland during the Winter War, and I do like they show like actual historical footage from the Winter War, and the troops in that game, they do speak Finnish, but a lot of the people were saying that they didn't have that the voice actors weren't that great in the game. But yeah, in that game, like there's like one level where you have to like man like trenches, and you have to hold off like the Soviet army for like a full 40 minutes. So yeah, you have to hold them off for 40 real minutes. You have to hold them off for, and it's like wave after wave of just like tanks and just like charges of like infantry coming towards you. So I do like that. I do like that game a lot. I'm enjoying that game. But it shows the battles that weren't really that known, because like a lot of people that know about World War II don't really know about the Winter War. Like I talked to so many people, they don't know what the Winter War was. Like people are like, "Oh, what's that?" Like some I talked to one person who actually thought that the Winter War was just something made up. They didn't think that that was a real thing, but it was a real thing that happened, and it was crazy because Finland was so outnumbered in that war, but yet they held out just for so long. And you work in a restaurant. Hmm. Well, what kind of restaurant is this? Is this like a fast food restaurant, or is this like a fast food restaurant, or is this like a just like a what's the term for it? Just family owned restaurant? Hello guys, how is everyone doing? It's Professional Line, and the reason I didn't do a video about this right away is because I wanted to wait a few days. I wanted to see if more information comes out, and I wanted to see, most importantly, if there was a response from Rockstar. If Rockstar would actually respond. So far, they haven't. They might still, but they haven't responded to it. So I found this good website here that shows a lot of the pictures. I'll link this website down below. Um, Also, the guy who really started, they downgraded the game. I don't think most people would notice it when they were first playing. So people are you guys going to enjoy the video? Drop a like. If you're new to my channel, enjoy my content. Okay, I think that one's good. I'm going to probably upload that video now. Uh, Oh, okay. Flipping. Oh, your grandpa fought in that war. That was a really terrible war, and a lot of people, a lot of people say, they always say don't invade. They always say that Russia can't be invaded in the winter. Well, you look at Finland. Finland can't be invaded in the winter. It's Russia was struggling. The Soviets were absolutely struggling in Finland when they invaded. And I mean, it was just such bravery from the Finns that they managed to resist Stalin for so long and just didn't give in to Stalin. They wouldn't give up, no matter how outnumbered they were. They just kept fighting and fighting, and they resisted so much. At the end of that war, Finland was forced to cede like a part of their land to the Soviet Union, but they they just inflicted such heavy casualties on them and just held out for so long. It was like they were like outnumbered like 20-1. It was insane, and yet they just held out for so long. The greatest the greatest sniper that ever lived, Simo Haiha, he actually fought in that war. Pro giving us a sneak peek of the new video. Yeah, well, I was just listening to it. I was just listening to it to see if it was if the quality and everything was good on there. But it's a video. I'm gonna be posting the video probably right now. Okay, let's see the end screen stuff there. Okay, end screen stuff is there, and okay, it's all okay. Looks like it's good. Oh, thank you, Trix. Okay, there we go. That video's up. Okay, put that one up. All set there. One moment here, guys. Hello, guys. How is everyone doing? It's Professional here. Okay, that video's up. Well, good. Okay. Okay, let me look at some of the questions here. Is there much a difference between the MOC and the Avenger? There is. The Avenger flies, and the Avenger, it has better turrets, because the Avenger you can hit one button and switch between the turrets, but in the MOC you actually have to get up. Just get the Avenger. I think that's the better one. Um, my grandpa also told me that after artillery there was human parts in the ground and trees, and he knew Laurie Torney. Yes, I know about him in history. Uh, and my yeah, that war was just brutal. And what happened was the Russians, they had such terrible artillery in that war that they actually even bombed their own troops when they were advancing. So that war was just really that was just like a just that war was just such a tremendous loss of life. It was just, and this was not a small war by any means. This was a huge war. But but it's unfortunate because most people, they don't know about the history behind that conflict and what happened there. No, I don't, Philip. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I started putting in the cowboy hat on my avatar. I started putting that in on uh I started putting the cowboy hat in on my avatar on Red Dead videos. I thought that would be kind of a little nice detail. I don't think it's really worth getting both. I would just stick to the Avenger personally. Wonder if people on Patreon got my I wonder if they got my message. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Do you guys want to ask me anything, like if you guys want to do you guys want to see me make like a specific video, or like if you guys want to see me make a specific video, talking about a topic, or you want a specific top 5, just let me know. Let me know that down below. I'll see if I can make that one. You guys still here? Okay, looks like that message went through for Patreon supporters. I'd like to see what GTA Online looks like in 2019 on the 360 or the PS3. I could possibly do that. Are you aiming for $1 billion in GTA money? Yes. I'd like to see a video of your favorite weapons to use. I don't know if it's been done legitimately, Dylan. My favorite weapons to use. I don't think I really have any because I don't really get into combat much. I'm just usually focusing on grinding businesses and helping people out. Vehicle wise, I'll probably use this if I have to fight like a griefer. I'll probably use the savage. I'll probably use that to deal with the griefers. I like using the explosive sniper a lot. That helps me missions. It helps me missions. Helps me shoot down jets also. I use the special carbine. I like its accuracy. What is my dream car? I don't really have a dream car. I have what's it called? I have a BMW 2013 328i. It's a car that I've been saving up for even before my channel, and I got it, and it's a nice looking car, but it's just basically a sedan, and it's that's all I really need. I don't need anything better than that. I'm not really a car guy. It's just I just see a car as getting me from like point A to point B. That's what I see it mostly as. Do I like fighter jets? My dream is to be a fighter pilot. Yeah, I like fighter jets. I played Ace Combat 7. I hope that you played Ace Combat 7. If you like fighter jets, you got to play Ace Combat 7. You got to play that game if you like it. But yeah, I like fighter jets. I think that they're pretty good. They're pretty cool. Uh, no, good luck to you, Seipu. If that's what you want to do. How long did it take to save up for that? Uh, it took, I'd say, basically like 2 years. More, probably no, 3 years. More 3 years of just constant saving. Oh, you played it. You played a new one, Ace Combat 7? Oh, you guys still here in chat? Hello? Oh, okay, you're here. Oh, I just saw that the thing lowered a little bit. Is there any kind of video that you guys want me to make, like a top 5 specifically? Oh, you have exams. What kind of exams, Philip? Is slow mode affecting you guys on this stream? Is it? Oh, you're in medical school. Well, that can get really complicated. But I mean, I wish you best of luck there, Philip. Okay, I'll see you, Philip. I love your big sale videos, like where you sell everything, and the video is 20 minutes long or more. I like those videos. The big sale ones. Yeah, I'll probably do another one. It's just I do them when there's like a really good double money event week, because then there's really not any point if there's not a good double money event week. You know, I want an event. I want like an event where there's double money, not just double money on crates, but like double money on MC businesses, just so we can like maximize profit and try to get the most that we possibly can. What's my favorite double money event? When it's double money on crates, MC businesses, the bunker, the hangar. When it's like all what is your record sale in one day? I'll check for you right now. I think it's like 37 million in one day. Let me check what it is. My world record is $36,641,644. That's the record in one day. Oh well, hello. Hey Pro, for the monthly shout out Ezekiel, Ruiz, and Zig. I'm one person, so just Zig is cool. Oh, okay, okay. This is my first time watching your stream. Yeah, you supported me. You supported me yesterday. I remember you commented and I replied to you. And thanks for not posting how to wash glitch money like some others. No problem. I don't support glitches. I like to do things all legitimately. I like to work for my money, and I like to show people that you don't need to do glitches. You don't need shark cards. You don't need things like that. Thank you, Dylan. No problem, Guac. Uh, yep, all legit. But is there a top 5 video that you guys want me to make? Any top 5 ideas that you guys want me to do? top 5 MC locations to sell from and why in detail. Well, I think it's better than that. I think I want to make like a video where I want to make a video where I make like probably the top 5 best property locations and then the top 5 worst ones. That was something I was thinking about doing. It looks like this storm outside is still pretty crazy, still windy outside. Top 5 fighter jets. That's a possible one. You like that location, Saucer Cats? Will I do another duo stream with Tylarius ever? Well, if Tylarius invites me to one, I will I'll come on there because that's whenever I joined in on those streams, it was because he invited me. He invited me for those streams. So whenever he invited me, I always came by and hung out. So it's really up to him. Whenever he wants to do another one, I'll do it. If he wants to talk to me. No, Seipu. But it's like a lot of I've noticed that a lot of people on a lot of these toxic players on like GTA, they always want to do a 1v1 or or they just come in just to troll and just grief and things like that, and then they go like oh, this person sucks and blah 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 that. But I was thinking like, these people are just so toxic, like the people that do things like that, and they're just always saying like they always say you're trash. That's what these guys always say. They say this person's trash, and that's what they always say. And I was thinking to myself, the other day, these guys are calling other people trash, but yet they use the orbital cannon, they spam Ghost Organization, off the radar, they're constantly passive popping, and they're abusing the Oppressor Mark II, and their easy way outing. So I've already named 6 cheap tactics that they've done alone, and these people have the nerve to call other people trash. These people that are doing things like that, these people should look in the mirror before they call somebody trash. Because if anybody honestly thinks that the orbital cannon takes skill to use, that those people are an idiot. If they actually think that the orbital cannon takes skill to use. The other day I had a griefer keep saying 1v1 me, so I did what you did, pro, and invited him to a tennis match, and the dude was like, what? Yeah. That's the funny thing is that one time I had this idiot that was like, it was just years ago, he was just bothering me just over and over and over again and just harassing me, and he was just saying 1v1, 1v1, and you know what I did? I invited him to a tennis match, like you did there, and the guy joined in, he's like, what is this? And I said, you said you wanted to do a 1v1, so we're doing tennis. And the guy said, no, 1v1 deathmatch. And you know what I said to him? I said to him, oh, you scared? Because that's what they always say. They say you scared. You're scared when you refuse to fight them, refuse to do your 1v1. So that you scared to lose in tennis. And the guy left. I started the lobby. I started up the match, and he just left right afterwards. But it's just, it was, it was kind of putting it back towards them. I might do a video of that one day. Like if I have some idiot like just spamming me 1v1, I might do a video where I just invite them to like a tennis match or like a golf match or something like that. Or I might even invite them to arm wrestling, you know. I know you're friendly, but would you post a video of kicking? Okay, if you wouldn't. Well, the thing is though is that those griefer videos, like the PvP videos that you see, people really like those. Those are actually the most viewed on my channel. They even have more views than the Money Guys, the PvP videos, most of them at least. Um, when I do those PvP videos, they're in situations where those people started it. Like I don't go looking for a fight. So if I'm in like in a lobby and some guy starts a fight, then I'll fight them. I'll finish it. But you know, a lot of times I have been in PvP very recently, and and I didn't want to upload it because what that person basically, like I've had a few incidents where some idiot comes over, tries to destroy cargo, and then after we deliver the cargo, I start fighting the guy, and the guy's just constantly like easy way outing. That's all he's basically doing, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't really good to upload, because it's just like I'm just following the guy around, and all he's basically doing is just easy way outing. So I'm like, yeah, this is but if I find like a video, or if I get into a fight where like, I'm destroying someone or something like that, yeah, I'll probably upload that. Yeah, those level 8,000s have caused so much problem on GTA, and those people just have, because they have so much modded money, they could just abuse the orbital cannon, and they could pretty much buy all these overpowered vehicles no problem without having to grind for them. An orbital cannon shot costs $750,000 for automatic targeting, $500,000 for manual targeting. It's kind of stupid. Well, the thing is though, is that Rockstar supposedly they put such a high price on the orbital cannon, thinking that people wouldn't abuse it. The problem is that very few people pay for it. Out of like 95% of the times that I get orbital cannon, people don't pay for it. They just do the glitch where they don't have to pay for it. I don't think so, Adam. I'm sorry to say, but I don't think they're really going to ever improve the servers, because the servers are just so garbage on GT Online. They're so bad, and it's a disgrace, because it's like it's that Rockstar is one of the most richest game companies in the world. These guys have billions of dollars, and yet they can't afford good servers, really? Like, you have like one of the best-selling video games of series of all time. You're making so much money from microtransactions, and yet you can't get good stable servers to run your game on, really? You know, you think Rockstar will ever remove the orbital cannon? No, it's not going to be removed. It would be nice if they could remove it until they could figure out how to fix it, but they're not even going to do that. They're just going to let the broken thing stay in the game. And what's really sad about this is that EA has better support than Rockstar on this issue, and EA is not a good company at all. But what happened was in Star Wars Battlefront 2, Emperor Palpatine was really overpowered. He was like really overpowered, really broken. There was like a glitch where his lightning was doing more damage than normal, and like if people played as Emperor Palpatine, they could just basically kill everybody in the lobby. Like there was no way to stop him, and and what happened was Dice, the developers of Star Wars Battlefront 2, what they did was they removed Emperor Palpatine from the game, that people couldn't play as him until they figure out how to fix him. That's what they did. They removed the overpowered guy from the game until they can figure out how to fix him. What they should do with the orbital cannon. If you can't fix it, remove it from the game until you can fix it, but they're not even going to do that. And you want to know something? I've sent Rockstar support tickets. I've sent them support tickets about like orbital cannon glitchers. Like I've sent them like videos, like where I show them like video proof of like somebody doing the orbital cannon glitch. And like and I show and I know 100% they're doing it because they join my lobby. They orbital cannon me. They join my lobby and then do it again in less than 48 minutes, and then they leave the lobby again. So I know 100% they're doing it. I sent it to Rockstar a few times. And basically, the response that I got was pretty crappy. It was a really bad response that they gave me. They responded to me, but what they basically said was, and the thing is, though, is I was like, when I sent those videos, they destroyed cargo in those videos. They destroyed cargo, and in the videos where they destroyed cargo, I was it wasn't really about the cargo because I got plenty of money. It was my own cargo that got destroyed. I have plenty of money. It was more about the principle. That somebody could like abuse this, and like I have plenty of money. I'm not really affected if my cargo gets destroyed, but somebody else just starting out in the game, like grinding crates or something like that, and some idiot destroys it all with an orbital cannon glitch, that's really gonna hurt them, really gonna affect them. And that's what my point was when I really made that support ticket. And Rockstar, they replied to me, gave me a pretty bad response, saying oh, we're sorry for the inconvenience. And they gave me like $250,000, and that was more than the cargo was worth, which is nice. They gave me some money, but that's not what I was really looking for. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for them to acknowledge the issue and do something about it, but they just basically said we're sorry for the inconvenience, and it gave me like $250,000 in the game. And then the second time when I had cargo destroyed, another time I posted another support ticket, and they basically just said sorry for the inconvenience, but they didn't give me any money that time. I didn't even want money, but it was just like it's like they're just there's nothing else they're responding to. Like they just basically say sorry for the inconvenience. That's it. They don't even acknowledge the issue that there's an orbital cannon glitch. Like they won't even acknowledge the issue that it's there. That horrible glitch is why I use solo public lobbies on Xbox. I don't just grind peacefully or with small group of friends. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. A lot of people have messaged me telling me that they got off GTA, that they refuse to play the game anymore just because of that stupid orbital cannon, which is just it's just unfortunate. And you want to know what's BS is that Rockstar has said that not Rockstar, but they don't fix the orbital cannon glitch, but the second that there's an orbital cannon glitch where people are making millions of dollars, like there was a glitch with the orbital cannon like months ago where people were making millions of dollars, like they were just making millions of dollars from that thing, and that thing got patched within a few days, and I'm glad it got patched. The problem is they patched the money exploit with the orbital cannon glitch, but they didn't patch the glitch where people could still fire it for free. Didn't patch that. I don't think it's because it doesn't really help them sell shark cards. So that's why, because they know that somebody's going to go and destroy other people's cargo. It's just terrible. Should have never put that thing in the game. I don't know what kind of genius decided to put that orbital cannon in the game. Like, what kind of guy? I would honestly, if I met that guy, I would tell him he's an idiot for putting that thing in the game. That's just so stupid. They should not have put that cannon in the game. It broke online. And it also ruins any kind of PvP, because you have these idiots, these morons, who will just basically they'll just teleport back to their facility with a heist invite go back there with a heist invite, and then just use the orbital cannon glitch, and then just say, oh, this person sucks. They're like 1-0, you got destroyed. It's so stupid. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen where, I was in my counterfeit cash factory. This was like a few months ago, and I was selling a post op. I was doing a post op sale with my friends. It was my own product, but we were selling my counterfeit cash factory, and I was driving the post op van up the hill, and I got orbital cannon. I got destroyed, and then the idiot who did it, he sent me a message on PlayStation saying 1-0, you got destroyed, and then he sent me a screenshot of the orbital cannon. I was like, you honestly, I didn't reply to him, but I was like thinking, you honestly think that takes skill? What kind of an idiot honestly thinks that something like that takes skill? Like, just so stupid. Some people are just stupid. Thinking, how does that. But it's destroyed PvP, and I don't think that they're really ever going to do anything about the orbital cannon glitch at this point. It's I'm not really gonna say what how to do the glitch, Dylan, but it's basically where they fire it, and then they leave the lobby, and then they get back on the game, and then they're able to do it again because the game didn't register it as them paying for it, so they're able to do it multiple times. It's $750,000 for the shot. Oh, you've never been hit by the orbital cannon? Well, I guess you're lucky. Um, uh, very few people that I know that haven't been hit by the orbital cannon. Thank you, Jimmy. You. Some people they're just some people are just really toxic, and it's not just on GTA, it's just many games in general. Like, some games have more toxic environments than others, but you know I'd say, yeah. I remember, want to know something? I started one of my first one of my first it was like over a year after I had the PS3, but I didn't really have that many games. But one of my first games that I played on the PS3 was Call of Duty 4, and I played that game when it first came out. I was a teenager when that game first came out. I was like, what, 13 years old when that game first came out, and I was playing Call of Duty 4. And you want to know something? At that time, like, I remember there was like these kids on that game who were just this is 2007. There was these kids that were like, they were basically, what they were doing is they were taking the sniper rifles and they started running around the sniper rifles looking like, using them like shotguns, and you guys know where this is going. And these kids called it quickscoping. That's what they did. They called it quickscoping. And I was like, I never liked it. I never liked quickscoping. Even though I played Call of Duty 4, I was a very high level. I actually got up to 10 prestige on Call of Duty 4. That's how much I played that game. I got all the way up to 10 prestige on Call of Duty 4. And even though I got all the way up to 10 prestige on that game, I never quickscoped. I hated it. I think it was stupid. And all these kids, they were just basically going in, they were going like, oh, quickscope, quickscope, quickscope. Like, it's like they were thinking like that was how you were supposed to use a sniper rifle. And I remember whenever I would use a sniper rifle and I would actually snipe people, like, I would actually I would aim down the scope and actually hit people, they would start complaining. They're like, "Oh wow, hard scoper." I'm like, "What the hell is a hard scoper?" And that's where that quick scoping garbage started. It started on Call of Duty 4. I remember when it first started. I remember when people first started doing it, and then it went to the next Call of Duty, went to the next Call of Duty, and now a lot of the kids that play Black Ops 4, they never played the older Call of Duty games. They don't know where that thing came from. That it came from Call of Duty 4. And those kids are now adults. Those kids that first started doing the quick scoping, and they are and they're still doing it on Black Ops 4. About 2 weeks ago, I got orbital by the same player 10 times in 1 hour. Oh my god, that's horrible, Thomas. I got hit 7 times by one guy in 1 hour, but. And you want to know something? You want to know something crazy? I was playing a search and destroy a long time ago. This was like years ago when Modern Warfare 2 was out, and this was like 2009 when I was playing. And you know what happened? I got a game-winning kill cam on Wasteland. If you guys know that map, it was like the big fieldy map. I got a game-winning kill cam on Wasteland. And you know what I did was I used the what was that gun? The I used the oh yeah, I used the Barrett 50 cal, and I got a game-winning kill cam, and I sniped the guy. I sniped the last guy on the enemy team, and I killed them, and I won the round for us. And what happened was, after I got that game-winning kill cam, like the entire lobby was just bashing me. Like everybody in the lobby was just attacking me. Even my own teammates were just attacking me, criticizing me, and they were like just a bunch of like kids in the lobby that were like freaking out on me, and they were saying, "Oh wow, what a hard scoper! You're trash. Get out of here!" And I was like, I sniped the guy across the map, and you're calling me trash because I used the sniper rifle the way that it's supposed to be used? It's like I have no obligation to run around with the sniper rifle like it's some kind of shotgun, like it's quick scoping. That's just stupid. It was just I couldn't believe it. And one of my friends was in the lobby too, and he just started laughing because of just how stupid it was. Because everybody was just such an idiot in that lobby, like most people were. It was just I just couldn't believe it that like that you're using a weapon the way it's supposed to be used, and they're criticizing you for it, but yet they're using a weapon the way it's not supposed to be used, and they're claiming that's the way it's supposed to be. Ugh. I remember that. That was. And you want to know something? And no matter how many times these people criticized me, I didn't care because I liked using the sniper rifles, actually sniping. I like to actually snipe. That's what I like doing. I hated like just doing that nonsense like the quick scoping. I never was going for it, but one time, three people started killing me, and I started fully loaded ruiner, destroyed them so much. One of them obliterated me, and it was 11-2, and he started messaging me, easy and noob. Well, yeah, what's it called? Uh, I used the fully loaded ruiner 2000. I've used it before. I've used it for what's it called? I've used it for that mission, for not mission, for the fully loaded ruiner mission. I've used it during that when I was fighting four oppressor Mark II griefers. There was four oppressor Mark II griefers, and I was just destroying them. I actually have a video of it, and they were the ones who started the fight, and I kept blowing them up, and they were actually calling me trash for using the fully loaded ruiner. They're like, "Oh, that's overpowered," but yet they don't think that constantly spawning the stupid oppressor Mark II is overpowered. And one of my friends plays Halo. He plays Halo a lot, and another one of my friends plays Rainbow Six Siege a lot. He's really into that game. And you want to know something? This is one of my friends in real life. And what happened is he's really big into Rainbow Six Siege. And he doesn't really play GTA. He knows I play GTA. He knows I have my channel on it, but he's not really into it. And you know what I told him? I told him there's because he was talking to me about tryhards. He was telling me about tryhards on Rainbow Six Siege. He was like just complaining about the tryhards on that game, and I was telling him you should see the tryhards on GTA Online. And he thought I was joking. He really did think I was joking. He's like, oh stop, there's no tryhards on GTA. You can't possibly try hard on that game. And I'm like, yes there is. And I actually showed him the video, and I showed him the video. These people like just constantly killing themselves, and he's like, why? I showed him the gameplay. And he's like, why are they constantly killing themselves? And I said because they don't want their kill F ratio to go down, or they don't want their scorecard to be negative. So they're constantly blowing themselves up just to get an unfair advantage whenever you're about to damage them. And he just couldn't believe it that there was somebody would actually try hard in a game like GTA. And he was right. I was like, how can you possibly try hard in a game like GTA? It's GTA. It's Grand Theft Auto. It's like I What's the video called? I'll tell you the name of the video right now. Let's see. Let's see here. I'll tell you what it's called right now. It's called, oh, it was 3 Oppressor Mark IIs. It's called GTA Online destroying 3 Oppressor Mark II griefers with a fully loaded ruiner. You would if you go into my playlists tab, and look up fighting griefers videos, and you'll see it in there. It was in there. Okay. I didn't know if you die while trying to defend your product, you automatically lose. Yeah, that happens on the police raid mission. When the police raid when the police raid your warehouse, not your warehouse, your MC business, that happens. It's KD shouldn't be in GTA. Oh yeah, yeah, I agree. Have you seen the World Trade Center attack? I saw it on TV. I saw the smoke coming from the city, but I didn't see the actual attack itself. Where it happened. Then, my dad, he had a better view of the World Trade Center building from his workplace. He worked in Queens, and he could see Manhattan across the water, and he saw the World Trade Center burning, and people then in his building, they thought a fire started. They didn't think that a plane hit, and then a few minutes later, people were looking, and they actually saw a plane smash into the building there at my dad's work, and they were just so shocked. They didn't think that would happen. So, but it was just crazy, and it was terrible, and it was just just so bad. And like there's so many people in New York that they lost someone during that attack, or they know somebody that died or was hurt or was involved in the rescue or things like that. I got a bunker raided during a stream, and I messed up the Valkyrie recovery. I tried stealth, but I was noticed. Any advice? I haven't ever been able to complete that mission stealth. I've tried that mission a few times. I haven't been able to do it stealth, and it's kind of frustrating how if you get caught, that you lose like half of your product. It's just gone like that. It's just pretty bad. Are there special cargo raids anymore in the game? They're still in the game, but I've never been a victim of one. I've never actually had my warehouse raided. As long as you don't get it past 70%, 70% in crates, I don't think you can get rated. So if you don't get past 70% in crates, I don't think you're gonna get rated. You guys still here? Oh, sure thing. It worked for me since I started doing pick off as many as you can, but that's the only way to keep it from getting there. Um, in the air for the bunker raid. I would like to work for Rockstar, but I would honestly like to sit down with these people at like Rockstar, and I would like try to think of their process of thinking, like why they think these futuristic military vehicles are the best for the game, and why they don't fix why they don't fix a lot of the game breaking bugs. Oh well, I wouldn't do that on that mission. I would use the Mark II submachine gun with FMJ rounds, because you can shoot through the bulletproof windows on that. That's how I always shoot the cop out of that when I use the FMJ rounds for the SMG, and I just take a bike and I just follow the yeah. Would you say taking away the flares and making the missiles worse is a fair nerf for the Oppressor Mark II? Not really, because people would still be. I mean, it would definitely be something better, but people would still be abusing it. People will like it because they can just get up in the air so quickly and they can get a viewpoint over you. Pro, did you see Ty's response video to Rockstar about the Titan glitch? Rockstar told him it's been patched for a while now. I didn't see that. I might take a look at that now. Um, yeah, that's the one. I used the minigun with that one, Saucer Cats. You can also use the buzzard miniguns. Those are very effective on that mission. I wonder what's going on with GTA Online, if there's going to be an update still in March. We'll have to see. I just really hope it's not Arena Wars Part 2. And when did he make this video about the Titan glitch? He made it recently. I know he made a video where he was talking about the where he was talking about it being broken, but oh, is it Rockstar responds to my? Okay, yeah, so I'll definitely look at this video, see what he has to see what they say to him. Okay, yeah, so I'll definitely take a look at that. What kind of phone do you have? I have an iPhone 6s Plus. No, it's not really. It's not. It's a phone from 2015, but I've never really bothered upgrading it. But I've never really bothered upgrading it because it's just the phone has always served me well. You know, it's fine. I've always done well with it. It's I didn't really need it. I didn't really have a use for a new phone. You know, streamer video this Friday. I might not do anything this Friday, Saucer Cats. Maybe I'll have a video tomorrow. We'll see. But probably not gonna have a stream tomorrow because I have a few things that I want to do as well as to finish up the school. There's a few things I want to finish up for school. Um, is there any questions that you guys have for me that you would like to also ask me? Oh, this room is kind of like my office here. This room actually, this room when we moved into this house in like 2007, this room was actually a big closet. But you know, I already had there was two closets in this room. There was one a smaller closet, and then there was this room, which was an even bigger closet. And I don't really need I don't really need a huge closet. You know, I don't have that, but I don't you know, it was just I guess a few people lived in this room, but it was just I was using the smaller closet instead. That fits plenty of my clothes there. And so what I did was I was thinking, like, if I'm not going to need this big closet, what am I going to use this room for? And I was thinking, why don't I make this room into an office? You know, why don't I like make it like, and I put in a desk here. There's a desk right here, and I'm like putting my computer. And it's a nice like little area like right here from my computer. I can even shut the door thing here, so it's nice in here. you know. What are those number plates on the wall behind you? Where specifically? Oh, these? This is just like a thing from like a gift shop, and that's from a gift shop my friend sent me. My friend went to Vegas and he sent me that. Um, I'd never been to Vegas. There's just like a few things collected. Do you use a monitor or a TV with your PS4 when you stream? Do you use a monitor or a TV? I use a TV. You can see my TV. It's actually back there. It's that's my TV. That's why I can't be so close to the that right there. That's why I can't be so close to the camera because it's such a big TV. It's an 80-inch TV, so I can't be. That's why I sit a little farther away from it. I don't want to be so close to it because it's gonna destroy my vision. But that TV, that actually I saved up. I got a really good deal on that TV. I saved up 2 years for that TV. I was saving it because I really wanted a really nice TV, and I saved up 2 years for it. And yeah, yeah, it's 80 inches. I had this TV before my channel though. I had this TV before it. That TV I got what 2015? No, 2014. 2014 is when I've got it. So I've had it for over 5 years now, and it's served me good. And it's been good. More 4.5 years more of it, but yeah, I've that TV has served me good, and I got that TV for like around 2 grand, and what happened was I got an even better deal because what happened was I placed an order. I got kind of lucky, I guess, in a way, and I got a good deal because what I did was I placed an order for a TV. I placed an order online for a TV that was from it was from what 2011, I think. It was an 80-inch TV from 2011, and I wanted like a really big TV in my room, like something really big, and I wanted like really good quality, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so I found like a 2011 TV that I could buy. And what happened was I bought the TV, but the place that I bought it from, they were out. They were out of the TV, and they didn't have those TVs anymore. And I was like, what the hell? Like I spent over 2 grand with you guys. I'm like, and you guys don't have the TV that I wanted. And I complained, and what they did was they told me that they'll send me a brand new TV, a 2014 TV instead of a 2011 TV, and I don't have to pay anything extra. So basically, because they were out of the 2011 TVs, I got a 2014 TV instead, and they sent me that over instead, and I didn't have to pay anything extra. So I got kind of lucky with that deal, I guess. And the pain was bringing it up to the room was the pain. I remember when we first brought it up to the room, that was a giant pain, but we got it there, and it's a nice TV, and I really do like it. Do you use a monitor or a TV with your PS4 when you stream? Um, I use a TV. I don't really use a monitor. You guys still here? Hello? Okay. You guys got any questions you want to ask me? Still? Look at what I have here. I have a Rubik's cube. I've been terrible at trying to solve these things. I know there's like a formula to solve these, but um, I got like one side completely colored, but still, I don't know what that means, Seipu. Do you think the PS5 will be 8K? Um, I don't know, but whatever they're planning on doing with the PS5, I think they're gonna try to impress us. They're gonna try to yeah, they're gonna try to impress us. That's probably what they're gonna do with the next PlayStation. So yellow here. I think the new PlayStation, it might come out. It might even come out this year. It might be announced at E3. We'll have to see. If it's not announced this year at E3, it's going to be announced next year. At least that's how I think. Okay, I'll see you, Seipu. Um, Take care then, man. I'm not really a car guy though, Saucer Cats. Um, there's fighting griefers. Well, Stromberg would probably be a good counter to the Oppressor Mark II. Um, you could also get into a terabyte. A terabyte. That's I've noticed that pisses off griefers when I get into one. And I noticed that it gets them annoyed because they're trying to blow me up with the Oppressor Mark IIs and it's not really working out for them. No, no, they're not. And there's just so many people that like are spreading around that rumor. It's a false rumor. There's it's not going to it's play. Sony is not buying Rockstar. I don't know why people keep spreading around that rumor. They're not buying Rockstar. Mm. I wanted to say also, guys, that I want to do like probably after I finish school. That's probably last week of April. Um, what I want to start doing is I want to start doing like videos on like other I want to start doing videos on like other topics, and I probably want to cover some other games as well, not just GTA and Red Dead, but I probably want to do some other games. And I probably what I want to do is I want to what's the I wanted to talk about probably like I probably kind of wanted like to do like news videos, but like about gaming, like gaming news, and probably like talking about like controversies that are going on in the gaming industry. What do you guys think about that? That's why I wanted to do that, something like that eventually. Cause I like doing commentary on stories like that. Yeah, that's what I want to do that. Probably around May I'll start doing videos like that. Yeah, probably around May I'll start doing videos like that. I don't want to do just GTA and Red Dead for my channel. I want to do other games as well. I was planning on doing that game Fallout 76 originally, but that game turned out to be a disaster. I was looking forward to that game. I thought that it would be a good game, but it was just so buggy at launch and just a total mess, and just the quests weren't that great. Um, There's that new game coming out called Everything, I think, Everywhere or Everything. It's being made by Leslie Benzies, the guy who made one of the main creators of Grand Theft Auto, and he's making his own open world game, and I want to see what that game is going to be like. Really curious what it'll be like. Um, I don't know much about the Death Stranding game. I saw the Cyberpunk 2077 game. I mean, it looks good, but I'm just personally not into futuristic stuff. Like I'm just not a fan of the futuristic stuff. I'm probably gonna do a walkthrough of Sniper Elite V2 when that comes out. Sniper Elite V2 remastered. I'm looking forward to that one. Is there any kind of video that you guys want me to make soon? Like, is there a video that you guys want me to make, like talking about a topic, or is there a video that you guys want me to make, a top five, anything like that? I know you guys said top five earlier, but is there like a topic that you want me to talk about on GTA? You guys still here? Everyone still here? Bro, what are you gonna do after the stream? Like, what are you gonna do for the rest of the day? I'm probably gonna be finishing up a school assignment, and then I'm probably gonna start editing the video that I have planned for Saturday. It's a top five video. It's going to be a top five most overpriced vehicles. That's probably the one that I'm gonna be doing next. Oh, you're working at the restaurant, right? Starling guide. Well, I made a review on the Starling before. Oh, you're talking to your boss about a raise. Let me say though. Let me say though about that is that it's just uh, I hope your boss is a nice guy that he's going to listen to you and let you and give you your raise. It's just whenever I tried to get a raise so many times at my job, and the job that I had, I was pretty much I was doing a lot of the work that people weren't doing at my job because people right now are good, but what happened was people they were oftentimes they were calling out just so much at my job. Like, not, I don't know if that happens at your job, Tricks, but they were just not showing up to my job, not showing up to work, and I would cover their shifts on so many days that I had off. I was supposed to be off those days, but yet I would come in and I would cover their shifts, and I would do my work like 110%. I would do all my work. I would do every task that was given to me, and that's why I asked my manager for a raise. And and I remember it was like back in 2017. I told my manager in August. I told him in August of 2017. I said to him, if I don't get a good raise by December this year, I said to him, then I'm either going to quit the job, or I'm going to completely cut my hours. And I gave him from August to December to do that. So August, September, October, November, December. So August, September, October, November. So he had close to a good number of months to do that. And what happened was December hit, and he probably didn't think that I was going to do anything about it, or he probably forgot. And what happened was I was talking to him, and I told him, "Can I talk to you?" And it was in December, and he's like, "Yeah, about what?" And I said to him straight up, I said to him, "I'm cutting my hours." I said, "I'm not working here that much anymore." I said, I'm only working like 1 day a week." I told him I didn't want to completely quit the job. I just wanted to work 1 day a week, and he told me, he's like, "Why? What?" He's just so shocked. And I told him, I'm like, I told you to get me a raise before December, and you didn't get me a raise." And he would always tell me that there's nothing that he can't do anything about it because it's corporate. It's corporate. That's what managers would always say to me in retail, that they can't do anything corporate. To a degree, they're right that it is corporate, but the manager has a lot more say than they're actually saying, like, especially at company meetings. And what the managers won't tell you in retail is that many places in retail, depending on how much of a raise they give you, that cuts their bonus, their yearly bonus. So if they give you a big raise, they're not going to get a part of their bonus. And that's what the managers won't tell you when they give raises or when they don't give raises. They don't tell you that. I know that personally, though, because I've had a manager admit to it to me some time ago, and I even had supervisors tell me about it. So I know that it's fact and it happened. But yeah, I pretty much just stopped working, and I only worked like 1 day a week. And what happened was I came in and I still covered like a lot of shifts. And what happened was I told my manager that I'm pretty much done with this stuff. I'm not covering people's shifts anymore. I told him that back in like September of 2018, and yet he said, like, okay, fine, I'll stop calling you in. And he still kept calling me and kept telling me to come into work for people that just wouldn't come into work. What happened was one time it was so outrageous, though I remember it. My manager, it was a Friday night. It was a Friday afternoon. It became night later there, but it started out on Friday afternoon, and my manager started spamming my phone when I was doing a live stream on GTA, and I didn't even see the messages, and he spammed my phone telling me that somebody didn't come into work, and he wanted me to come into work on a Friday night. And it was like, and I made plans with my friends that day. I made plans with my friends that day, and it was and what was so outrageous was he sent me a message. He sent me a message like he basically expected me to show up. It wasn't like asking me to show up. He sent a message expecting me to show up. Oh, hang on a second. What's with my camera? My camera. Okay, my camera's good now. But you know what he said in the message? I still have the message saved. In the message, he said to me, he's like, hurry up, please. I'm gonna miss bowling night. That's what he told me in his text message, asking me to come in on a Friday night. So basically, I'm not allowed to have a life. I'm not allowed to have a social life, but he is apparently. And it's not my responsibility that somebody didn't come in on Friday. It was my day off. I wasn't supposed to be working that day, but I ended up coming in that day. And the only reason that I ended up coming in was I came in because I wanted to tell him a few things about what I fought. I ended up canceling on my friends that day, which I kind of felt bad for, but I wanted to come in because I wanted to tell my manager what I think. And I told him I'm only going to come in on one condition: if I can talk to you for a few minutes before you go. And he said, okay, fine. And I came in, and he was like already rushing out the door, like he didn't even want to talk to me. And I said, you said you would talk to me. And he's like, okay, what do you need? He just basically said to me, and I said to him, I'm done. I'm not coming in anymore on these days. On these days that you don't. That I'm not supposed to be working. I told him, stop calling me and stop telling me to come in on days that I'm not supposed to be working. It's not my responsibility if people don't show up to work. That's on them. It's not mine. And and he told me, he's like, oh, I'm sorry for bothering you, Patrick. I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna call you anymore, bother you. And he left. And then he started doing it again. And he kept texting me and calling me and telling me to come in on various days. Even though he told me he wouldn't do that. You want to know something ridiculous? One time, he called me at like midnight, at 12 o'clock in the morning. He called me. I wasn't asleep because I go to sleep pretty late. But he called me at that hour. He called me at midnight, telling me that somebody didn't come in for the truck because that's when we do the overnight shifts. And he's like, I need you to come in right now. And I'm like, I'm not coming in. I'm like, I'm not doing this right now. I'm not coming in. And it was frozen. It was the middle of winter. It was frozen. It was so cold outside. And I would be outside working, unloading this heavy truck in like freezing temperatures. I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I'm like, I'm not even gonna get time and a half for that. I'm not coming in if I'm not getting paid any extra for that. That's just BS. That's stupid. But that's the kind of manager that I dealt with. And eventually I got the raise that I wanted. I eventually got it. But what I did to get that raise was I just basically I stopped coming in on days that he asked me to come in. I only came in on days that I was supposed to work. Days that he would ask me to come in, I wouldn't come in. And it was directly because of it was directly because I didn't get the raise. And eventually he got me the raise because he was hoping that I would start coming back in on those days that he asked me to come back in. So that's even though he was telling me that he can't do anything because of corporate, I ended up getting that raise. So that's just she's a real nice woman. She's great. I work hard and come in early. People do leave. Last week we had a guy, no call, no show, and he no longer works there. Or like my job, all bosses are. Yeah, I've had that happen plenty of times. People no call, no show. It's just people do that. But I mean, tip that I can give you is if you don't get the raise that you're looking for, then just don't come in on days where they ask you to come in. Like, don't call out, but like if they ask you to come in, asking you, just don't come in because they didn't give you a raise. So don't. It's at least what I did in that position. And also, I would also ask my manager if I would get a bonus for coming in on a day on like a night shift or something like that. And if he told me no, then I just wouldn't come in. So that's what I started doing because you have to start arguing with these people because if you don't argue with them, they're gonna take advantage of you. Because that happened to me so much at my job where I always said yes, 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 and I was taken advantage of so many times by people. You guys still here? Oh, you're working a night shift at the job, but you get paid extra for working the night shift. And also, you work in a restaurant, so you and your coworkers probably know about like how unreasonable some customers can be. Like some customers, they can just be so unreasonable. It's they'll what they'll do is they'll just complain about the most ridiculous things. And I can imagine in food it's even worse, because in retail people complain about just the stupidest things, but in food industry that'll be even worse. Like they'll probably complain about like something's not cooked enough, or they don't have enough food, or they got their drink wrong or something like that. It's just small minuscule things that like don't matter. They'll just complain about it, and they'll probably cause a scene about it too. Um, but yeah, you want to know something? One of my friends, he works in a deli, and the deli that he works in, well, it's a convenience store. We call them delis in New York, but he doesn't even work in New York. He lives in Nebraska now, but he works in a convenience store in Nebraska. And what happens is at that convenience store that he works at, people can place orders online for like pizza and stuff like that, food. And this customer placed an order for two large pizzas with toppings online. And you know what he did? He came in 5 minutes after the order was placed, and then he came in, and the pizzas weren't ready, and he started complaining. He's like, oh, they're not ready. What is this? Like, he just started complaining. It's like, I don't know anything about making pizzas, but I can tell you for a fact there's no way that somebody's going to make two large pizzas with toppings in 5 minutes. You're just not going to do it. It's not possible. I don't know what kind of an idiot honestly thought that those pizzas would be done in 5 minutes. But he came in, he's like, oh, this is really bad customer service. And he started complaining. And it was just, it's like, I can't believe some people are just so, I like to see him make two large pizzas in 5 minutes. He couldn't do it. Guarantee you it. But we had a lady screaming the other day that there was hair in her food that ended up being her own. Huh. Well, how did you handle that situation? How did it end? You still here, Trix? Oh my, keep up. Huh. Well, that's you know I wouldn't be surprised if she put her own hair in the food just so that she could get on her plate for free. Some people will do that, things like that. I've stopped so many scammers at my job. I've seen it happen where I don't get fooled by those people. Like okay, I'm really suspicious of people in general. So when I meet people, especially when people are really nice to me in public, like in my job, I'm very suspicious of that behavior, because nobody is really nice to me. It's sad to say, but nobody is especially nice to me. When somebody's especially nice to me, it's almost 95% of the time it's a scam. And and I'll give you a perfect example of like scams that I've seen. I've seen the quick change scam. I've seen that happen a few times. The quick change scam, it's where people, what they do is they come into the store and they buy something like really small, like they'll buy a bag of chips for like $2, and they'll pay like $100 in $100 bill for like a $2 bag of chips. And what they do is, you give them back the change, and then they tell you, oh, you didn't give me a 20. They'll be like that. They'll be like, oh, you didn't give me a 20 when you did give them the 20, and they'll do that just to get an extra $20. That's what people do with the quick change scam. And what happened is, I always count the money two times. I counted two times with the money whenever I would give it back to them. If somebody like paid some for something cheap, I already like figured it was gonna be the quick change scam, and I would still do the transaction, but I would count it two times to be sure because I most of the time I count two times when I'm sure. To be sure, and what happened is I give them back the money, and they're like, oh, you didn't give me a 20, and I'm like, no, I gave you a 20, and they're like, are you calling me a liar? And I say to them, no, we'll just look at the security cameras. We'll look at the security cameras, and then what they do is they go like, oh, I don't have time for this, and then I'll be like, oh, it'll just be a few minutes. We'll just check the cameras and make sure, and then they just walk out. So like I argue with them because I don't fall for that crap. One of my friends, he was a victim of the quick change scam. One of my friends that I helped get the job, I helped him. He was one of my friends in real life. I helped him get the job there. This guy walked up to him and like paid for something cheap, and then he was like, "Oh, you didn't give me like a 10." That's what he said to him, and it was like I figured it was the quick change scam. And my friend was like, "I was sure. I'm sure I gave him the 10." And I'm like, "Are you 100% sure?" And he's like, "I'm not 100% sure." And the thing is that when you're in retail and you're counting money really quick, like it slips your mind, and you're not sure if you gave that person the money. And some people just give them the money. And that's what I did was I took the register, I took the full register, like all the money in the register, I took it to the office and I counted it. And I said the guy started complaining, same story, telling me I don't have time for this. And I told him I'll be back down in less than 2 minutes. I'm gonna go to the office and I'm gonna count the money. And then when I finish counting the money, and if it's over, I'll give it to you. That's what I told him. And I counted the money. 2 minutes later, I came down. The guy wasn't there. It was a scam. Probably like 10 more minutes. Probably. Oh, hello, Twinkly 10. I yeah, but I've encountered those people and the gift card scammers. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. There's a few of different one gift card scammers. There's the gift card scammers where they try to pay with stolen credit cards. There's the other gift card scammers where what they do is they bring back they return stolen merchandise to the store and they want like a store credit gift card. I've seen that I've seen that happen. There was this idiot a few weeks ago. This guy, he came into the store. He wanted to return a gift card. And when you buy the gift cards at the store that I work to, there's like a big sign over the gift cards that says no returns for gift cards. Clear big sign over it. He still bought the gift card and he wanted to return it. He didn't even have a receipt. And my manager said there's nothing that we can do about it. And the guy started complaining, telling this is bad customer service. And my manager told him straight up, read the sign. Read the sign. And you know what the guy did? He walked up to the sign. He's like, you know what I think of this? You know what I think of this? And he just literally ripped off all the gift cards like off the rack. Like probably took like 100 gift cards like all together and just like threw them, chucked them all at my manager. It was my supervisor, I should say. And I was like, this guy's a moron. Like I was like, this guy's a complete moron. It's like next time read the sign if you want your return. Read the sign before you buy things. Clear big sign over it. It's like that's not the most aggressive customer that I've ever met. I one time I met this customer where this guy walked up to my register. He wanted to buy a few things, and what happened was, if you don't have the store card, you can give your phone number. It's the same thing as the store card, and my register lagged, so I wasn't able to put his phone number in time. And I just asked him. I asked him nicely, "Sir, can you repeat your phone number one more time?" And the guy got so angry that I asked him to repeat his phone number, and he like his whole face turned red, and he took his fist and started banging on the counter. The whole thing started shaking. This was like a big guy too, and he even spit on the counter. And I was like, wow. And he started shouting and yelling his phone number at me, and I put it in. I rang him up, and he left. I couldn't believe somebody would get that angry just for asking me to repeat their phone number one time. Some people are just so impatient. Yeah, there's some crazy people that I've dealt with, and there's some crazy people that I've dealt with in my environment, my work environment. Some very bad customers. There was this there was this uh there was this one day. It was in 2014. I remember it. Uh, what happened was I was it was my day off. I wasn't supposed to be working that day, and I got woken up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So the supervisor had no problem calling me at 7 o'clock in the morning, waking me up, and the supervisor told me that nobody showed up to work, and they wanted me to show up to come to work right now at 7 o'clock in the morning. And what happened was I look out my window, and you know what I see? I see the worst snowstorm ever, like huge snowstorm. My car is buried. My mom, well, it was my mom's car at that point, but it was a car I was still driving. It was my mom's car, was just buried in snow, absolutely buried. The whole street was just buried in snow, like snow was everywhere. You weren't gonna be able to get out of there. Like even if you wanted to drive out of there, you weren't gonna be able to. And it was windy, and it was still snowing. It was just terrible. It was just so foggy, you couldn't see anything outside. I was like, oh wow. And what happened was I told the supervisor on the phone. Yeah, my car is like completely snowed in. My street is completely snowed in, and that's what I said to them. And you know what the supervisor said to me on the phone? I'll never forget this. The supervisor said to me on the phone, "Well, when are you gonna go and shovel it?" That's what the supervisor said to me. Well, when are you gonna go and shovel it? And I said, I'm not coming into work, and I just hung up. That's what happened. So they literally wanted me to shovel my whole driveway then, and then rush to work. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that right now. What job would you like to do in the future if it wasn't full time YouTube? Um, Probably like a some kind of private investigation, maybe like an insurance detective or like a private detective, something like along those lines. I like solving things, figuring things out. I got like I'm about to finish my bachelor's in criminal justice. I don't necessarily know if I want to be something involved in law enforcement. I was thinking more private, but something like that. And if I had a job like that, it would be like where you would be catching these scammers, like those scammers, like you would actually be catching those people, like and like exposing those people, getting those people caught, things like that. So I always thought about doing like something like that because I hate those scammers so much. So I was thinking about like doing an actual job where I like stop their scams and things like that. I had a really bad manager in the past. I had a bad manager where what happened was he what he did was he it was one night, and I won't forget that night. What happened was he what did he want me to do? He wanted me to unpack an aisle in the store. So I was unpacking an aisle, and then what he wanted me to do is he wanted me to put the throwbacks away. And the throwbacks, there was like 6, 7 baskets of them all full, and it was like that would be like at least an hour and a half of work putting all that stuff away. And then he wanted me to vacuum. He called me up, told me to vacuum the whole store. So he wanted me to vacuum the whole store, unpack that whole aisle. And he also wanted me to face the aisles too. So he wanted me to face it, unpack the aisles, do the throwbacks, and vacuum the whole store. And it was already like 7 p.m. when he was telling me to do this, and the store closes at 10 p.m. And I told him, but what about throwbacks if he wanted me to vacuum? And he's like, I want you to do that too. You gotta do it all before 10. It's impossible to do all that stuff before 10. All those tasks that he gave me, there's no way somebody can do that in 3 hours. That's impossible. And what happened was 10 p.m. hit. 10 p.m. hit, and he told me he came down at 10 p.m. after the store was closed, and he told me that I was slacking. And he told me that I can't go home now until I finish everything. That's what he told me. And the worst part is he left. He went home. He didn't even help me. And he left me there, and the assistant manager came in at 10 p.m. because it was like an overnight overnight shift that day for like a truck shipment that was supposed to come in, and I was still there. The manager wasn't helping me. I spent there another extra 2 hours, so I spent an extra 2 hours there working until midnight, just doing everything. And the assistant manager walked up to me and said, like, "What are you still doing here?" And I told her that what the manager told me. The manager said, "I can't leave until I finish all these tasks." And the assistant manager told me just go home. So I went home that night, but it was like, yeah. Oh, now tricks. I'm a very different person now than I was years ago, because like years ago, and I still have those same traits in me, but like years ago, I was that type of person where I would, if somebody told me to do something, I would do it, even if I really didn't like it. I would just always try to make people happy, and I would just always I wouldn't argue. I would just do it, and like that changed in me over time, because just how many times I've been taken advantage of. I've been taken advantage of so much by people because of my kindness, and like back, if I was that same situation now, I would have told him off. I would have, honestly, and I would have called him I would honestly called him lazy. I would not have cared if he fired me at that point. I wouldn't have cared, because he literally, this guy, you know what the guy did? He would literally sit in the office all day, not even help, just sitting on his phone all day in the office. He had his own lumber. He had a lumber business, so he had plenty of money from his lumber business. The manager job at that store was just a side thing he was doing. He didn't care about that. He just cared mostly about his lumber business. He was managing it from his phone, sitting in the office all day, and he even ordered me to go pick up food for him several times. Like, he would tell me to just randomly get up and just go and pick up food for him. Like, I would have to go to restaurants picking up food for him and stuff like that. And at least there was a chance. At least it was a chance for me to get out of that store and at least walk around. I would actually take my time when he actually told me to get food for him. I would take my time, because I just didn't want to be in that environment. I would tell him like things like, "Oh, it's traffic," and things like that if he asked me what, because I just didn't want to be in that store with him, because I hated him so much. But that just he would like tell me to go pick up food for him, and I'm like, "Am I your servant or something like that? Why am I going to go pick up food for you?" You know. And I remember there was one day where we had this new employee with us, and the new employee that we had with us, he was really lazy. Like, he wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't help or do any of that stuff. And one day I remember he called the store at around like 6 p.m. No, 5 p.m. He called the store at 5 p.m. Because he had to, you know what he said? His shift starts at 5 p.m. He called at 5 p.m. So he called right when his shift started, and he said, "I can't make it to work today." And I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "You got to be kidding me." I was like thinking that to myself, and I didn't even want to talk to him at that point. And I said, "Why doesn't the manager just pick up the phone?" So I said, "The manager pick up the phone on line one." And I was there from like 8 a.m. So I was there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's 12 plus that's 4 hours, 4 hours to 12, and then 4 plus. So I was already there for over 9 hours. I was there for over 9 hours. And the worst part is, I didn't even have food that day. So I was there for 9 hours. I had nothing to eat that day. I had only a little bit of breakfast, but then I had nothing to eat. And the reason I had nothing to eat was because I forgot my lunch at home. I forgot to take my lunch with me to work, and I didn't even have any money on me. And what happened was, I was starving. It was 5 p.m. I was already there for 9 hours, and the guy said he couldn't come into work. Then the manager calls me up and says he says to me, "This guy can't come into work. How much longer can you stay?" And I told him I could stay possibly an extra 2 hours. I told him I was being nice, and you know what he said to me? He said to me, "That's it? Only 2 hours you'll stay?" I was already there for 9 hours. He just freaked out on me, saying that I stay for an extra 2 hours, even though I didn't even have any food to eat. And I told the manager, "I guess that you're gonna pay for my food then." I told him that to him, because he pissed me off at that point. And he's like, "What do you mean I'm gonna pay for your food?" And I said, "I didn't have any food all day." And he's like, "What do you mean you didn't have food?" I said, "I forgot my lunch at home, and now you want me to stay a few extra hours, pay for my food." I told him, and I actually made him pay for my food. He ended up paying for my food. He got me food. So at least that was one nice thing he did. But it was like, I ended up staying there till 9 p.m. So I ended up staying an extra 4 hours. So I was already there for 13 hours that day. It was such a tiring day, and he wanted me to stay for an extra hour, and I said, "Nope, I'm going home. I'm not staying any more longer. I'm going home." Because he didn't want to be downstairs doing any work. Oh, God knows that he had to be downstairs for an hour doing work himself. But it was just, it was just like, I know what you feel like. I know what you feel like, Tricks. You work in a restaurant environment, but still you work with people, and it's just, I've dealt with some really bad people over the years that I worked with. At my old covers job was the same way. I was done with it. One time I told the manager, F off, I'm not doing it. Lol. They couldn't fire me because I closed 5 days a week. They needed me more often. Yeah. There is this one guy at my job, he does so many bad things, and he hasn't been fired. He has not been fired, even though he's done so many bad things. He actually got written up 2 times. The reason he'll never be fired is because he works so much at that store, and this guy deserves to be fired. This bad things he did. The guy sent me to the doctor. He sent me to the doctor. This was like 2017 because it was the night shift, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he was rushing. I told him not to rush, and he was rushing on the conveyor belt downstairs in the basement, and he dropped like a 50-pound steel bar on my foot. Fell on my foot. Worst pain I've ever encountered. Worst pain I've ever encountered in my life, and my whole foot was red. And what happened was I was screaming at the guy when he dropped the thing on my foot. I was screaming at him, and the guy like put his finger up to me like this, and he said, "First of all, you need to stop yelling at me." That's like what he said. Even though he literally just injured me, dropping a 50-pound steel bar on my foot, and he's like, "First of all, you need to stop yelling at me." He's such a scumbag, that guy that I worked with, and it was like, oh my god. And what happened was I ended up toughening out that shift that day, and I was limping around at work, and I had to limp because my foot just hurt me so much. So I was limping around at work, and when I got home from work, I took my sock off at work. I took my sock off when I got home. You know what happened? My foot was bloody. My foot was bloody, and what happened was I was limping around my house for 2 days. I was limping around my house for 2 days, and then what happened was after 2 days, I could walk normally again. Well, I wasn't in pain anymore. But then the strangest thing happened. Even though the thing fell on my foot, my whole leg was not there. Like I was walking around my house, and I felt like my leg wasn't there. Like I felt like it wasn't there. Like I felt nothing. I would touch my leg, it's like it wasn't there. Like I was still able to walk, but it's like there was nothing there. I had felt no reaction to my leg. Like I would hit my leg against the wall, and I would feel nothing. That's what happened, and I was really scared. I was really scared that there was something wrong with my leg at that point. So I scheduled a doctor's appointment, and I went to a doctor's appointment. I went there. I remember it was a Friday night, and I left. I went to the X-ray department at 5:30 p.m. and and even though I went to the doctor's appointment at 5:30 p.m., they claimed the X-ray department was closed. So I was like, "Why are you telling me to come in at 5:30 if the X-ray department is closed?" So then I went across town to another doctor. I got an X-ray with that doctor, and then the results came back a few days later. And the doctor called me and told me that I was very lucky. He told me that I was just my foot was just badly bruised. He said nothing was broken, and what ended up happening was the doctor told. What did the doctor tell me? The doctor told me the reason I wasn't feeling anything in my leg was it was probably my nerves reacting like that. But and later on, I was able to feel everything, so my leg went back to normal. But it was just a very scary time. And the worst thing about that story is that guy who injured me lied about the whole thing. So he hurt me at work, and he lied about what happened. He lied about the whole incident, about what happened. What happened was I left early that day because I was hurt. I had to finish my work, and I left early, and the manager came in, and the manager asked him, "Did everything go good last night?" And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, everything was good. Nothing happened." And he just told the manager that, even though he injured me. So then when I came back to work a few days later, I started talking to the manager, and like the manager like wasn't even asking me if I was okay or anything, and I thought that was suspicious. So I asked the manager, I'm like, "Did you talk to this guy after he injured me? He dropped this thing on my foot." And he's like, "He did what?" I'm like, "Yeah. He dropped this 50-pound steel bar on my foot." And then the manager ended up writing him up. He wrote him up after that incident. He wrote him up. He got in trouble for it. But it was just he didn't tell anybody. He didn't tell anybody about what happened. And the thing is, everybody at my job was like texting me and asking me if I was okay. Like most people were. Even people in a completely different department that I never talked to asked me if I was okay. But this guy, the guy who injured me, did not ask me once if I was okay. Oh, so you walked out. Well, yeah. Well, you did the right thing, Trix. You did the right thing. Sometimes you need to do things like that. Can you send me a friend invite? Well, if you're on PlayStation, Zig, just send me a message saying I'm Zig on PlayStation. Just send me that right now on PlayStation. Just say I'm Zig and I'll add you later. Well, you did the right thing walking out. I just dealt with so much bad. I just dealt with so much bad stuff in that environment. If something bad ever happens to me again in that environment, I think I'm just gonna walk out. I'm gonna do that. And what did they contact you begging you to come back? Is that what happened? Hmm. You still here, Trix? They were stealing money, huh? Wasn't surprised. Aren't not surprised by that. What are your goals for the channel this year? I want to, well, when the last week of April hits and I finally finish school, I'm really gonna put much more time into my channel and do a lot more videos. And I really hope that there's a good expansion eventually comes out on Red Dead Online, and I hope that good things eventually come out to that another expansion comes out to GTA Online. I also plan on doing like news videos in the future, like about gaming controversies, like talking about things that happen in the gaming world, and you know, my views on that. And I'll probably start doing that in the future, talking about things like that. I don't blame you, Trix. That's you did the right thing there. But yeah, I'm at the point where I'm not gonna let people take advantage of me anymore. So I guess I'm probably gonna end the stream here, guys. But before I go, does anybody have any questions they want to ask me before I go? Merchandise. Yes, I want to do something like that. I have to figure out the ideas that I have for the merchandise. But I do want to do something like that. Yes. When will the next stream? When will be the next stream like this? Oh, these I do once a month for you guys. If you guys want me to do something different, I could do them. But these are the streams where I do live Q&As with you guys. I talk to you guys about like things that you like want to talk to me about, and just in general listening to your ideas. And if you guys want to talk about anything, it's the least that I can do for you guys for supporting my channel. So thank you guys for supporting my channel. I do really appreciate it. It does help me out a lot. Thank you, Twinkly10. Does anybody else have any other questions? No, thank you, Trix. Thank you, Adam. Thanks for everything. And what's my PSN? It's Polish. Let me put it in here. This is my PSN. Make sure that when you message me, Zig, that you say that you are Zig. Just say that in the message, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Saucer Cats. I'll probably have a video for you guys up on Saturday. Tomorrow I might not stream because I have to do a lot of things. But I guess thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for stopping by. I do appreciate it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll announce when I do the next one. If you guys want to like do like a session or we could play a game, we could possibly do that in the future streams. But thank you guys for thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.